2015. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Well, the news is over there in China, that Shanghai index, whoof, down again, some 5%, but came back. A little mixed over there, but not so good over there in Europe. No. Because here's the headline in the Financial Times. Benchmark yields spike as Draghi warns of era of higher volatility. Mario Draghi, the guy that was the former head of the Goldman Sachs gang, that did the dirty deal with Greece to get them in when they shouldn't have been in the Euro group, that Mario Draghi, yeah. Now the president of the European Central Bank fueled a sharp sell-off in Eurozone bonds yesterday when the European Central Bank president said debt markets had to, quote, get used to, end quote, volatility in an era of ultra-low interest rates. Get used to it. And all the rest of you people, you get used to it too. Mario's talking. When Mario's talking, you listen. You get used to those low rates where you can't put your money anywhere. But they could charge you on average 13% on your credit card, while the banks give you nothing. Get used to it. Listen to when Mario speaks. Everybody should listen. And why else do the markets go down? The market is doing today what it should have done yesterday. This is how we should behave when rates are higher, said Peter Bokarv, chief market analyst at the Lindsay Group, because the U.S. markets are down 170 points. Down in Europe, down in the U.S. So, the Federal Reserve should delay a rate hike until the first half of 2016, until there are signs of a pickup in wages and inflation. Hey, who said that? The International Monetary Fund. Its annual assessment of the economy on Thursday today. U.S. non-farm productivity fell at a 3.1% annual rate in the first quarter, down sharply from the previously reported 1.9% rate. Crude prices tumbled about 2% for the second day ahead of OPEC decision likely to keep the market oversupplied. Yep. So there you got it. It's on some of the economic news. Little story here. Austria wants the UK to give its gold back. The Austrian Central Bank has 280 tons of gold reserves. Just 17% of his holdings are kept in Austria, 3% in Switzerland, and 80% in the United Kingdom. By 2020, however, Austria wants to hold 50% of its gold in Austria, 20% in Switzerland, and 30% in London. This means moving gold worth $5 billion from the Bank of England across to Europe. Well, that's really going to be hard. It's going to take them all those years to do it, because you got to put it on a boat, then a horse and a carriage, and then you got to bring it all the way. Who's making this crap up? How come you can't take all of it? What do you like, those royals over there in the United Kingdom? Isn't that nice? Here we are in the 21st century, and they're still throwing this kingdom crap out. Oh, from a kingdom come. Well, the Saudis over there, when you get your beheading done. Yeah, kingdom. Why won't you take your gold home? What are you afraid of? According to the Bank of England official, speaking a few days ago, a typical 20-ton shipment needs 2 days of work. Wow. With a guy in a forklift driving around to find and collect it. Woof! Maron, what a job that is. No wonder why it's going to take another 5 years and we only give you half of it. You can't make this up. Small goes big in Hong Kong. Yep. Apartments, 180 square feet. This is the size of a parking space in New York. 160 square feet. They're selling for $516,000. Size of a parking space. Go back to your Trends Journal. Remember the story we wrote there? Yeah. Living small. Everything getting smaller because people have no cash. And the reason they have no cash is because cable titans set sights on merging studios and channels. Billionaire John Malone, fresh from helping engineer a mammoth cable TV merger, is examining ways to consolidate studios and smaller channels to better compete as the traditional TV bundle begins to unravel. The 74-year-old mogul who wants to merge Lionsgate, he said Lionsgate could buy Starz and potentially other free radicals in the industry. Free radicals. Isn't that nice language? If you don't come under the umbrella of the big multinationals that gobbled up everything, thanks to Slick Willie Clinton, who deregulated the communications industry and allowed that to happen, you is a free radical. Free to live in an 160 square foot parking space. Free not to be able to buy a home or have a decent job because they want to consolidate everything so the billionaire can get more billions. And you know what the billionaires do with their billions? Hedge fund billionaire gives $400 million to Harvard. John Paulson, yep, has made the largest donation yet to Harvard. Boy, Harvard, Princeton, Yale, bullets, bombs, and banks keep consolidating that dough. Yeah, Paulson, don't give it to the people that need it. No, don't set up learning institutions that aren't bullshit like you criminals at Harvard, Princeton, Yale, bullets, banks, and bombs that grab it all, start wars, rob our money, and become filthy rich so you could teach kids that come from nothing and have no future, maybe setting up a life. Like, hey, remember they used to have Boys Town? Yeah, how about something like that? Teaching young kids, young boys, how to grow up to be men rather than cable titan. Yeah. Wonderful. Fed policy helping rich get richer. BlackRock Pro. Wow. Federal Reserve policies creating economic distortions, resulting in a transfer of wealth to the people who need it the least, according to an analysis from a prominent Wall Street bond expert. The global economy is witnessing a massive redistribution of wealth and income, with borrowers, equity shareholders, and short-term investors, gamblers, betting, and savers, bondholders, and longer-term investors being placed at risk, according to BlackRock's Rick Reader in a post on the firm's website. Yeah, no kidding. Unprecedented in world history. And then you see a little story down here in the toilet paper. Inequality troubles Americans across party lines. A poll finds, wow, son of a gun. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans say government should do more to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. The government should do nothing. What the government should do is do what Bill Clinton undone. What the government should do is put back the regulations that allowed the banks and these titans to become zillionaires. Remember, 400 people in the United States are worth $4.25 trillion. Put back the Glass-Steagall Act that allowed the banks, the commercial banks, to become investment banks. Investment. Stop this investment.
That was bullshit.
Pure bullshit when you're talking about playing the gambling markets because of the record low rates that the IMF wants to keep low so the Ponzi scheme could keep going. And Mario Draghi says, get used to it. So, put back the Robertson-Patman Act, Sherman Antitrust Act. Give we the little people a deal so we could have a chance, but got to get rid of them free radicals. No room for any of us in Slavelandia. Oh, there, huh? No space for them. And hunting for hackers, NSA secretly expands internet spying at U.S. borders. Without public notice or debate, the Obama administration has expanded the National Security Agency's warrantless surveillance of Americans' international internet traffic to search for evidence of malicious computer hackers, according to a classified NSA document. What does that say here? Without public notice or debate. Why should there be? Because after all, remember what Obama said? Candidate and president? Listen.
You should look at what presidential candidate has believed in transparency and accountability. Who's got a track record of doing it? I do.
The way to make government responsible is to hold it accountable. And the way to make government accountable is make it transparent so that the American people can know exactly what decisions are being made, how they're being made, and whether their interests are being well served.
What presidential candidate believes in transparency? I do. Yeah? Liar. You're a fraud. Facts show it, man. Hey. We have to make government responsible. And the way to do that is to hold it accountable, to make it transparent. Transparent? Yeah, man. You can see right through you. Can't be more transparent. You are a traitor and a liar, and you should be brought up on charges of treason. Hey, check this out. U.S. labor union wants stepped-up attacks on Obama's trade supporters. WikiLeaks is offered $100,000 bounty for the still secret text of the Pacific deal Mr. Obama is pursuing. You lied. You're a liar. Your words and your face are right there for everyone to see. But don't you liberals love him? 90% of the Democrats still love their man. And speaking of frauds, liars, and freaks, new candidate into the presidential reality show, Rick Perry, tossed his hat into the ring today. Oh, and he's playing up that military card. And there he is. He's flanked by Navy SEALs and the widow of that American sniper. Yeah, the guy that went to other country, Iraq, that we invaded illegally and killed people that wanted to get us out of there. An American hero. In their mind, not mine. But there he is, playing the military card. He's going to show us how to win. Because today, new report, Ukraine forces and Russia clash on onslaught near Donetsk. The war's heating up over there, but Rick's going to fix it. He's going to fix the problems in the Middle East. He's going to fix everything for us. And another candidate announced, Chaffee, former Rhode Island Governor Lincoln Chaffee. And here's what he said. Our challenges are many and formidable. Let's wage peace in this new American century. Hey, how about occupying it as well? Peace and prosperity. So it's nice to see that someone's out there speaking like a man rather than a madman. This is Gerald Celente, and that's